Hey everybody, welcome to Blair's Breakdown. Houston, round one is in the books, and man, I got a lot of thoughts in my head right now. I'm gonna try to share them all, I guess, in the order that I feel it's relevant. Christian Craig, we'll start with him. Man, coming into the season, there's no doubt he has speed, he has talent. I've seen that for so many years, but I kind of question his willingness to be forceful and take things that he wants, like a win. And seeing what he did with RJ Hampshire in the heat and the main, just kind of forcing his way into the lead, that's a big step, in my opinion, for him. And you can tell there's a sense of urgency. Like, look, the guy wants to win and he needs to win and he's going to do whatever it takes. And I've never really seen that side of him, I guess. And it was good. It was really good. He took the lead and didn't just have it given to him or whole shot and pull away. He took it. So super impressed by Christian Craig. And Austin Forkner, I'm really impressed with him too. We just got done with the press conference and I asked him, about the maturing process. With him, he 2 years ago, the guy couldn't stand to not be in the lead at all times, or in qualifying, he'd look up at the board. If he wasn't number one, he'd freak out. And today he gets second. He's happy, he's stoked, because I think he's maturing and he realizes he doesn't have to win tonight to win the title. So a little insight for you guys. Building the track for the next round. That was the landing of the finish line jump, but now I'm assuming we're going the other way because they turned this thing into a landing. So yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing, but I think it's going this way now. So for Forkner, I like that though, that growth in him as a racer and realizing that there is a big picture, and from a macro level, it was more important for him to get second and fight through and earn a podium than have to win. And that's a big thing for him. If he's going to win this championship, it's going to have to come from some maturing and some growth, and I saw it a lot tonight. Colt Nichols, look, it was quiet in my opinion. I didn't see him in the heat race really. In the main, he battled a lot, but he wasn't battling for the lead, so you don't really get that hype out of his ride, but a smart ride. And I think they need to watch out for Colt over the next couple races. And 2 years ago, we got to remember, he was the red plate holder, winning races, and we just forgot about it because he had a weird 2020. But 2021, I got good feelings about Colt Nichols. He was, again, quiet tonight, but proved that he's a player in this championship. If he gets the starts, he'll be all right. I don't know how he didn't get good starts in that race. I mean, Star Yamahas have a lot of power. Maybe it had too much power out of the gate. I don't know, but he had to fight all night. He didn't get much clear track at all. So I think a good start from him, and we'll see something different. Well, Jet Lawrence, and we're at the perfect place to talk about Jet Lawrence. Late in the race, he crashed this quad that they were doubling, and he goes down in the berm, and then as he's falling back, he falls again, and it's okay. I mean, he lost some points, but that was a little bit of a mistake right there that I know he'd love to have back. And the good thing, though, I did see mid-race, he kind of got passed by a few and lost some ground. Then all of a sudden, he fights back to the back of Nichols, and he's going for the podium. So that tells me he's in shape. He recovered. He adapted mid-race. I really like seeing that. But the little mistake that we saw in this berm, he can't do those. Can't do those. That's not going to work in this class with Forkner and Nichols and Craig. These are vets. These are guys that know how to get it done, and they're all in their prime. So for Jet Lawrence, can't do that. But I liked a lot of the things that I did see. Bummed for RJ Hampshire, just having that fall and kind of ruining a good night for him, but good starts. He fought all night. They just all had a little bit more than him, just this much, and that's okay for the first round. And I think he's going to fight pretty hard in this thing. But I don't know. This 250 East is just so stacked. There's so much talent in this class that you can't give it up on nights like that. It's going to be hard to make up the ground. Him and Jet Lawrence, both those guys are there. I know they're bummed right now. They lost points that they didn't need to lose. So, yeah, the 250 class, though, is great. I mean, looking towards Tuesday, I guess my thought would be, Christian Craig, can you do that again? That chip on your shoulder that you obviously have. You said it in the podium. Do you have that on Tuesday now that you got this big win? Is this a season-long chip on the shoulder, or is this round one? And, I mean, we'll find out Tuesday. That's great. Watch out for Austin Forkner, though. Got better all night long. Practice didn't look great. He looked okay. Heat race was great. The main event passed through like everybody. And watch out for Forkner. I'm sensing this growth with him and maturity. He looked good on the bike, and I think this could be the worst he rode all year. He's dangerous, especially when he gets his starts figured out, because the starts were bad for him. So watch out for Austin Forkner, and then Jet Lawrence will bounce back. the kid's too talented not to. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the 250 class. All right, the 450 class, congratulations to Justin Barcia, phenomenal heat race, main event, just insane. I want to talk about this quad though, because he did it on press day, and he did it 2 times, and nobody else really considered it, didn't look at it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this thing is sketchy because there's not much lift on the lip. So you gotta kind of get that pop, and Barcia had it figured out. Ken Roczen, he knew that he had to do something, so in that heat race, he tried it, came up short, and I mean, look, this is what I wanna show you guys. When you land off of this thing, this is so far. This is so far. There's seat bounce in this thing, landing, and there is no room. I mean, there's no room for error whatsoever. Kenny in the heat race, that clip he had, that, I mean, he could have been in that net, but he figured it out. He learned that he had to seat bounce and get that pop. But I'm just like, I'm blown away. I mean, look at these tire marks, dude. This is Barcia and Roczen, just insane, absolutely. And the lip, there's no pop. I can't believe it. That was impressive though. I love what Justin Barcia did tonight. You know, when he won the heat race, he had Ken Roczen right behind him, and he said in the podium, it's gonna be a long fight in the main, but he's up to the challenge. And I think he kind of knew that Ken Roczen was maybe the guy that was gonna give him that challenge because he did in the heat. And Kenny sits behind him that whole main and just hounds him, and Barcia never really cracked. And what I noticed is after this triple, how should we turn right here, we get over this triple, the corner after, Barcia's going outside, Kenny's kind of diving that front wheel, and then all of a sudden, he goes to make a move, almost gets him, and Barcia, great racecraft, moves his line, brand new line, hadn't taken it all main, starts going to the inside to protect. That's so smart. Ken Roczen, so smart. Again, learning how to do this quad by watching his competition right in front of him. That was so smart. Can't see it now because they took it down, but out of this corner, the wall before the whoops, Barcia's jumping into the whoops. Kenny's not doing it. Barcia's pulling away. Kenny says, hey, I gotta adapt, I gotta try this. He does it, all of a sudden he's back on him. And both those guys were really playing the mental game and really learning to adapt on the fly. And that's so hard for a rider because once you get in your line, you wanna stay in your line because you know it. So to make those changes mid-race, it's an incredible race IQ, incredible. Second place again, Ken Roczen, solid night. Well, let's make our way over to the corner where I think something could have happened, and then I'll tell you why why Kenny decided not to do it. He mentioned it in the press conference. So let's take a walk over here and look at the berm. Okay, well, I wanted to show you the ruts in this corner, but the track crew decided they wanted to ruin my breakdown. Hey, I wanted to show the ruts. I wanted to show the ruts. Why you gotta get rid of the ruts? Do that last. I'm trying to do a breakdown. How am I supposed to break down when there's no ruts?
There's rim ruts right there, bud.
These are the ones I want to talk about.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're gone.
Should have been a little quicker, bud.
All right, well, hey, man, you guys are on it. Go to bed. What are you doing?
We got to work around here. We got a whole track to build in 2 days.
Are we going the other way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I saw the finish line jump, but
Done.
where's the first turn?
We basically
First
turn
turn
into
would be
the
in the
second
middle
lane
lane.
in instead of the third lane.
Oh, so same start, but just into the other lane.
Yeah, the
Middle
gate
lane.
doesn't move, the finish doesn't
Where are the
move.
whoops?
Right before the finish line.
So before and then hit? Just
Yeah.
one set?
Yeah.
All right.
The big change is going to be the H3 track.
Okay, well, guys, what I wanted to talk about was Roczen kind of diving in this corner over and over, and he mentioned the press conference when there's the ruts like that, it makes it a little scarier because they're kind of banking down. And but didn't you guys think? I mean, he had a shot at it a couple times, but he said it would have been dirty, and it would have been dirty because Justin was getting that bank and driving. So, but you guys ruined my ruts.
You know, the one thing that was kind of bumming me about this track originally was like this first turn berm and how like it was so close to this, but it actually kind of made it super technical when they were coming over that. They were doing the quad, and they were going off the 3, and sometimes they were like loading their suspension and then racing this turn. So
this rhythm crushed it. There was so many options, and they actually played into, you know, Kenny was trying a different thing, and so do more of those. That's good. Yeah. I know you.
It's hard to.
It's just
you guys are the best. What are you
lucky,
talking about?
You know?
No,
I mean,
you're the
like,
best.
We think that they're going to do something when we draw it on paper, but they end up doing something totally different.
I never would have guessed they would have 3'd off that table.
I didn't think that was coming either. The tap was cool, then all of a sudden they popped it and it was good. The quad was sick too.
Yeah.
I didn't think the 250s were going to get that, but they did. And then last, is this just a good stuff or what? This dirt is Or is it hard to work with a little bit? Because the
really
riders love it, but is it because it's so sticky? Is it kind of hard?
Yeah, it used to be way
Terrible.
Yeah, we've mixed so much sand in it over the years. It's just getting better and better and better.
Okay.
Maybe even Marvin, what did he say to you guys after the race?
He said it's really sticky.
Yeah.
Tons of grip, which makes it tricky.
Yeah.
Sticky and tricky?
This is
Remember
this dirt?
Sticky
that
and-
was other Arlington. Remember since Joe got his first win? Is that not here?
That was Dallas.
Okay, never mind.
All right, well, I like it. You guys did a good job. The track was cool.
Thank you.
Great night of racing. So,
I was stoked that they stopped just doing that inside all night. They started going outside and
okay.
carrying the momentum.
well, let's talk about that a little bit too. So you guys added that little bank up there.
Well, it was just a sloped berm for crust,
Okay.
and no one even touched it. All they did was just
They were all
make
diving to the inside.
yeah, right? So we just made a curb around the outside and thickened it up because we knew if they just take that inside, it's going to have to be thick or you're going to be in concrete.
Oh, they would have been concrete, one line concrete. Well, I don't know if you guys saw, Barsha was jumping out to it and then cutting underneath it.
Yep.
So instead of just following the rut with all that chatter, that da-da-da-da-da-da, he was banking off. And then, did you guys was there a design, was it part of the design to get them to hop into the whoops a little bit? Did you want that?
No. We originally had a roller there.
Well, last night I saw you steeping it up.
We had a roller there, but we thought, well, they're for sure going to jump into the whoops,
Mm-hmm.
like far into the whoops.
Well, no, rewind even further. The track originally was going to go into that
Deeper.
notch,
It was supposed to go deeper in.
but they didn't take the seats
Oh, and you
out.
were going to double.
Yes.
And that was kind of like, it was supposed to be a big double. So that was kind of a last minute tweak.
Okay.
But we kind of anticipated it being possible jumping into the whoops, but
I think it worked out.
Well, they didn't jump far. They just jumped. to
Nah,
the
they did
start.
it. They had a good one. Well,
Good.
you guys killed it. Good job.
Justin
Thank you.
actually said,
Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Yeah, so there's some inside information from the track crew, and again, I thought the track ended up being pretty raceable there. I mean, you had to be a little aggressive to make your moves, but hey, that's what we want to see anyway. These guys are already prepping. We could take a look right here. They're moving some stuff around for Tuesday's race, but so they already did a little bit of prep on this berm, but the ruts that were coming down in that corner made it hard for Ken Roxon to make that aggressive move. I think we all wanted it. We wanted to see him dive it in there, but in the press conference, he mentioned it just would have been contact because the ruts were coming down. He would have had to come into the ruts. And I think he made the evaluation like, look, it's round 1 of 17. I don't need to go down. I don't need to put Justin down. Do you want that guy mad at you all year? No, I don't. So I think Kenny was like, God, I want to, but it's probably not the smartest decision. And I guess if this was the only race that mattered at all, he would have done it. It's a championship. You don't want to bum out Justin Barsha at round 1 because he will get you back in spectacular fashion. He's maybe the best at that. So, but that's the corner. That's where things could have happened. And I think ultimately, if you're talking big picture, Ken Roxon made the right decision there. So this is the track. They're making some moves, I guess, for the next round. I think the start's going to come down and then do the loop around into a different lane. And so the same start, same finish line, but a little bit of a change right there. Okay, Marvin Musquin, third on the night. I kind of feel bad on this one because I didn't feel this coming. I just, with a year off and him being a year older, and I don't know, the feel, I guess I just didn't have that feeling, and I was wrong. I think a lot of people were too, because people didn't think Marvin was ready to come right out and get on the podium, but he had the cleanest day ever. Well, actually, I take that back. His heat race had a problem there, got 8th, so he did lose he had a rough one there, but to be able to bounce back from that heat race and get on the podium with this field, just awesome ride for Marvin. Let's bounce out of the podium now and talk about some things I'm concerned about. Eli, look, what did he get, 13th? So he's, 15 points down, something like that. If it's the middle of the season and you're 15 points down, you're in it, right? We're all going, yep, he's in it, he's in it. So why after round 1 would we be like, he's not in it, he blew it? That's not what I'm concerned about. I'm just concerned a little bit with the urgency, when he got up, it wasn't the Eli of old where he just plowed through everybody and got to a 6th. I mean, Osborne is the one who did that, and Eli, I didn't feel the urgency, and maybe he's looking big picture and goes, hey, let me get out of this race, but I'm not concerned with the finish as much as the way it looked. Getting it with Vince Freese twice. I mean, honestly, the crash he had with Freese the first time, that technically would be his fault. He was the one who made the aggressive move and then spun out. It wasn't Vince's fault. It just happened to be Freese, so people are gonna, they're gonna say things. But that was Eli. That was on him. the second one too, up the inside out onto the concrete. Those are on him. They cost him a lot of points. Not concerned about the points. I'm just concerned about the way it looked. And there's guys right now who are like on fire, and we have 2 days till the next round. So we'll see how Eli recovers. I got a little bit of a feeling that, I don't know. It's not a good feeling. I just didn't like the way it looked. Cooper Webb, not a bad night overall. Again, lost some points, but had a bad start, was never even in it. I mean, if you look at him going into the first corner, he is, I mean, what is he, 18th or something like that? I don't know, but I'm not concerned with him either. I think he'll bounce back. I don't think this track suited him. It was so fast, and I think he's better when it's just slower mile per hour and beat up. And even though this track got rough and chattery, I don't think it suited him. He's better when it's just trashed. And the track held up. I mean, it was tough, but it held up, and it was so fast, and he didn't have that raw speed. You saw it in the heat race with the way Zach got him. He didn't have the raw speed, that top end speed he didn't have, and that's okay. I think he'll be all right as we move forward. He's such a good racer. And I want to see how Eli and I want to see how Cooper recover, though. I want to see what they do Tuesday. That'll tell the story. But tonight it's all about Justin Barcia. I mean, he deserves it. Three-peat, Anaheim 1, H1. And how about Gas, you know, the new manufacturer. Barcia's the face of the franchise. Comes out and gets them their first heat race win, comes out and gets them their first main win. And we're gonna have to look through the stat book, but I think this might be the first time ever a manufacturer has come out and won their very first race, except for the first time we ever had a Supercross. I think that's true. We're looking into it right now, but that'll be pretty cool, right? I mean, come out on your debut, right, and get the win at Monster Energy Supercross. I mean, are you kidding me? So congrats to Gas, Justin Barcia, Christian Craig. They're the winners of the night, and they earned it. That's Blair's Breakdown. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you after Tuesday's race.